All right, so we're back. And so now we know that we know that 3 of these will go into that, right? And so these cost $1.50 and these are $3.50. So if I take $1.50 and multiply that by 3, 4. So that would be $4.50. So if I were to get 3 of these, it would cost me $4.50, 3 cones. With the same amount, I can get a cylinder, the same amount of popcorn, and I can get it for $3.50. So it's obviously a better buy to get the $3.50. Now, what's awesome about this is this tells us that a cylinder, if I were to divide it into 3 parts, one of those parts would equal a cone. So if I looked at a cylinder and I took it and I wanted to find out what a cone would be with the exact same base, so this circumference has to be the same and the height has to be the same. So in order to find the volume of a cone with the same base and the same height, I would just divide by 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually look up the formula for the volume of a cone and see what that says. So volume of a cone. And if you remember, we figured out the volume of a cylinder, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to look that one up too. So volume, in case you forgot, we did that. We did that last week. So the volume of a cylinder of this one is V equals pi r squared height times height. Okay, and then I look up the formula for the volume of a circular cone, and it says volume equals pi r squared h over 3. So what are we looking at here? Okay, so this tells us that cone is in 3 parts. So I could just take this and divide it by 3. Interesting, right? Okay, so the question then is, what happens if then we have a different type of box? Like say the popcorn is going to come in either a box or a pyramid. Would that still be the same thing, small and large? Is it still going to be 3? What's that going to do? So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually skip to the 3rd. Actually, maybe I'll do the 4th one. No, let's do the 3rd one. The 3rd shape, that would be these guys. I need all my 3 pieces, and I'm going to make my shape for that. And we'll come back and do the same experiment, but with the shapes for the 3. Okay? All right, so let's do a little practice on this. I just want to make sure you can see this. And I'm in focus. Last time, did you notice I didn't have it focused for video? It was a mess. So, all right, so we'll just look at number 1 here. This will be on your practice. So remember the volume, I have it written down here. I'm just going to rewrite it because the more I rewrite it, the more I'll remember it. So the volume equals pi r squared times height divided by 3. Okay, so what I have here, this right here would be my height. So h equals 14 then. And right here, remember, radius is half of the entire circle. So the entire circle would be diameter, but half of that would be radius. So we have our radius nicely enough is 7. Okay, so then I'm just going to plug those numbers in into my formula and figure it out. So volume equals pi times r squared is 7 squared times 14 divided by 3. Okay, and I can do one step here, and then I'm going to plug it into the calculator. Pi times 7 squared is 49, and 14, and divide that by 3. So now I'm just going to plug this right into my calculator over here. So pi times 49 times 14 equals, that should give us what, 2,155.132, and divide that by 3. So you can just leave that on the calculator and then divide that by 3 equals 718. So volume equals 718.37. So we'll just say 0.4. And this is kilometers. And what do you think? Is it going to be squared or is it going to be cubed? Cubed is right, because we're taking a 3-dimensional figure here. Okay, so I'm going to skip down to number 6 because, let's do number 6 because you have the diameter on this one. I'm just going to make sure you can see it. Yep. On 6, we've got, and I'm going to write the formula down again. Every time you write down that formula, you have a better chance of remembering it. Pi times r squared times height divided by 3. So I know that my height right now equals 22 meters. And then this is, see how it's got a dotted line all the way across? That tells me that we've got diameter here. So I don't need diameter, I need radius. So I need half of this. Diameter is the full length, radius is the half. So this would be the r. So all I'm going to do is take 22 and divide that by 2 to get r. 22 divided by 2 is 11. Okay, so now I can plug that into my formula and start working. So volume equals pi. R is 11 squared. Height is 22, and I'm going to divide all that by 3. Okay. Let's just multiply. So make sure we're going to do 11 squared. 121. So volume equals pi times 121 times 22. 10, divide that by 3, and I am going to multiply all that up. Pi times 121 times 22 equals 8,362.91. I'm going to divide that by 3 and get 2,787.64 meters cubed. Remember, cubed always when we're dealing with volume. Okay, so let me just check. Did I do it right? 62787. Yep, 0.6. So that should hopefully give you some help with the cones. Next, I'll do some pyramids and prisms, so you can figure that out. But it should be fairly easy if you follow the steps. Okay.